Hello and welcome. This is Miss Tabassum. I hope you all are fine. As you know that I have already started the topic past tense, and in my previous lecture I have talked about two aspects of past tense, that is simple past and past continuous tense. In today's video I am going to talk about past perfect and past perfect continuous tense. So let's get started. Here it goes, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Let's start with past perfect tense. Here goes the definition. The past perfect tense is used to talk about an action that had taken place in the past before another action that also happened in the past. Here goes the structure. We make past perfect with a subject plus had plus past participle form of the verb. Let's understand it with an example. As you can see, here is a timeline, and in the one end is past, in the middle is now, and on the other end is future. Let's see the example sentence. When we got to the theatre, the movie had started. Here it means that the movie started before we reached the theatre. So, the movie started first and then we arrived there. When we have two actions in the past, we use the past perfect tense to clearly show which action happened first. Let's move on to some more examples. The first example is, the train had left the station by the time we arrived. Here, two actions took place. Firstly, the train had left the station, and secondly, we arrived. So, which action was done first? Yes, the train left the station, and the second action is our arrival. Let's see one more example sentence. They had informed the police before they called the neighbors for help. Here also two actions took place. First, they informed the police, and later they called the neighbors to render the help. Let's see the structure of past perfect in the affirmative, negative and interrogative sentence. In affirmative, the structure is had plus past participle form of the verb. Example, the dog had dug a hole, had dug. Dig is the base form of the verb. In negative, had not plus past participle form of the verb. Example, Shweta had not remembered to water the plants. Had not remembered. Remember is the base form of the verb. In interrogative, the structure for past perfect tense is had plus subject plus past participle form of the verb. Had they slept in the guest bedroom last night? Had they not taken the books last week? As you can see that the past perfect tense is really very easy. Just remember that when we have two past actions, we use the past perfect. If we want to clearly indicate which action happened first, we do this to avoid confusion in the order of events. Let's start with past perfect continuous tense, and here goes the definition. The past perfect continuous tense refers to an action that took place in the past and continued until a specific time in the past. And here goes the structure. We make past perfect continuous with had been plus present participle form of the verb. Let's understand it with an example sentence in the timeline. Here it's past, in the middle now, and at the end future. So let's see the example sentence. She had been waiting for 2 hours before the doctor finally arrived. Here it means that the doctor came, but before that she had been waiting for 2 hours. Let's see some more examples. He had been studying in Pune for the last 5 years. She had been planning to change her name for a while. The eatery had been serving lunch to office goers for 10 years. Had been studying, had been planning, and had been serving are past perfect continuous tense. Here goes the structure of past perfect continuous tense in the affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentence. Structures in affirmative, it is had been plus ing form of the verb. Example, the bird had been building the nest for 2 days. In negative, had not been plus ing form of the verb. Example, the baby had not been sleeping at all. So had not been sleeping. And in interrogative, the structure is had plus subject plus been plus ing form of the verb. Example sentence, had the workers been digging the well. Now let's move on to exercise number 1. Fill in the blanks with the past perfect tense of the given verbs. Number 1. We had visited Goa when we travelled to Mumbai last year. As you can see that the instruction says we have to fill in with the past perfect tense. The given verb is visit, and thus according to the structure of past perfect we have made it had visited, that is had plus V3 form of the verb visit. Second, they had organized a fancy dress party for the children yesterday. Organize is the verb and we have changed to past perfect by writing had organized. Third, the children dash hunting for Easter egg last Saturday. The verb is go and we have written had gone according to the structure of past perfect tense. Fourth, they had known about the test much before we did. Fifth, they knew that he had been able to Pisa twice. Sixth, we dash type our names into the new machines, but we were not given access to enter the building. Type is the verb and we have written had typed. Seventh, he dash just connect the wires when the lights came on, had just connected. Let's see one more exercise with past perfect continuous tense. So we have to fill in the blanks with the past perfect continuous tense of the given verbs. She had been studying the behavior of the animals for many years. Study is the verb and according to the structure of past perfect continuous tense, we have written had been studying. Second, some scientists had been warning about environmental damage since the nuclear plant was set up. Third, we had been preparing for the competition throughout the past week. Fourth, she had been practicing for the auditions the entire day. Fifth, he had been thinking about his decision to change jobs. Sixth, the animals had been searching for a new home for a month. Seventh, the author had been writing her next novel for 3 years. Eighth, the notorious pirates had been giving the Navy the sleep for a decade. Ninth, the aliens had been visiting Earth for a century before people came to know of their existence. 10th, the satellite had been orbiting the planet for 15 years by the time it was decommissioned. Let's remember, the past tense takes 4 forms: simple past, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. The past continuous tense takes the form was or were plus ing form of the verb. The past perfect tense takes the form had plus past participle form of the verb. The past perfect continuous tense takes the form had been plus ing form of the verb. I hope you understood the lesson well. Thank you. Have a good day.